You're listening to Interstate Live with Elena Sanders.
Your number one hit station in town.
Broadcasting live from the hip-hop capital of the world. We're available on all app stores. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
We play your new and old R&B, funk, and soul.
You are tuned into Interstate Live with your girl, Elena Sanders, right here giving you the hits and so much more interviews that you can use, the news that you can use while you cruise on Interstate Live. You may be listening to this in your car, at work, wherever you may be. Guess what? You're locked into Interstate Live, and we thank you for that. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We got more coming up right here, Interstate Live. If you're like me, finding a place to eat is never an easy thing to do. Whether I'm in my home state of Louisiana or traveling, I always find myself wishing I had a trusted friend that would say, Elena, here's a place to eat, that can tell me exactly where to go. Now, the infatuation is that trusted friend. The infatuation helps you find the right restaurant for any situation. Need a place for a first date? Trying to find a spot for your birthday that you said you really did not want to celebrate, but you know you do? The infatuation has you covering all these situations and many, many more. So if you ever need to find a place to eat, but don't want to read through the thousands of unreliable crowdsourced reviews, hit up theinfatuation.com or download their free app for iOS and Android to search thousands of restaurant reviews and guides in 22 major cities around the world. Or let the infatuation do all the work for you by sending a text to 64560. That's 64560. A real person will respond to help you find a restaurant that's perfect for whatever situation you find yourself in. That's infatuation.
I cannot find somebody else when I know that you're doing wrong. It's so hard to let go. I done went through just about 2 bags of tissues, baby, and you're looking at me like you ain't the issue, baby. And though I tried to leave, I can't stop missing you, baby. And I keep coming back. Going in circles, round and round. And why you're doing me so wrong? I just keep holding you down. I feel so stupid, so foolish, loving you this way. But what can I say? But I wanna go, but I keep coming back. Why I'm so confused for you, I have no answer, boy. Why I feel so used by you, just like a toy. It's a shame that you don't care enough to even give me half the love I give to you. I live for you, baby. Come on. I'm ashamed to say that I'm to blame for how you act, 'cause I keep coming back. Circles, round and round. And why you're doing me so wrong? I just keep holding you down. I feel so stupid, foolish, loving you this way. But what can I say? But I wanna go, but I keep coming back. Let's go. I can't stop. I can't stop missing you, baby. I can't stop. Push down. I stay 'cause I love you, but I hate that I stay. You know I won't go. That's why you treat me this way. I wanna be happy, though it hurts me so bad. Don't know what it is that keeps me coming back.
born into a sick world. If I chill working, yeah, he's still souls. He'll give it all up for a bankroll. Not knowing they've been deceived, but they sold. Watch for the snakes, cause it's dirty word cold. Everybody got gangster, they cut dope. We all gotta do better, cause life show. This gotta be the realest song that I ever wrote. An artist like me, they put me on the back burner, as if I committed some type of murder. The devil got y'all fluke, falling for the setup. Foot on your throat, now you can't even get up. They try to hush mouth me, don't want me to speak. Keep me far away, way out of reach. I'ma carry out the legacy of Pimp C. The only thing he was trying to do was keep the peace. And for one, it's about these cold-hearted beasts, telling us these lies when they stand to preach. To the black men, know that we all kings. Through God, all us can do great things.
You are listening into 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Chubb Rock coming back hard for 1990. Word up, word up. Kick this out to my man Rob Swinger, Hot Dog Dinky, Manager Butt, Ev Lover, you know what I'm saying? Dr. No. Here we go.
That's the
hitman, yes, the hitman, yo, you know it. The thirst quencher, the man on the sequencer. He was scared to kick a 16 bar. He's not a rap star, not saying that I am, but on the jam, I'm gonna kick a little, not a Dr. Seuss riddle. No cats in hats, fox in some socks. But to the DJ jocks, check your clocks. 1/2 what? Time to bust nut. Not a pistachio, he uses a Casio keyboard and a Tascam board. The click in the B50, get nifty. Born with the gift, time to get tipped. Not with the manufacturing of a spliff, he never wrote one, never sold none. The beats give me the high that brought fame to us. And how we gonna kick it, huh?
Come on!
Chubb has been dope since he came out the shaft of his pop's wood. Yes, yo, he shouted and he plopped it in the uterus, and they knew this about me. Was gonna be a dope MC. When I get on the mic, my windpipe strikes and ignites a lyric. When you hear it, you fear it and like. Chubb is not a man that gets soup like Campbell. I'm the man with the plan of my jam sells. Like a whore in the store, hardcore and more. On the tour, making money you never saw. I don't like dreaming, never ever beam, and never involved with girls like scheming or skiing or toboggan sledding, cause I'm shredding. Any thoughts of a wedding to Helen Keller, listen to the rules, and me and Hitman Howie T is all about cooling. She went buck wild, scream, yell, hollering. I told her I love her and then she did a solid. Did it real good like a nice girl should. Bought polished, waxed up the hood. Yo, Hitman Howie T, you should have seen her on me. She got all Vanessa Del Rio on me. But after she stepped, cause I had nothing left. On the Martin Butler tip, yes, half step. But yo, cousin Howie T and me, our love is all about making a dope LP that will crush and sell and bum rush. Don't hush, how we gonna do it, huh? Came back hard from 1990. Yo, peace to my home living Kazan, you know what I'm saying? My mom, sis, Crystal, him and Howie T, my boy Robbie D. You know what I'm saying? Out.
Should I even listen? Should I even try? Will I just be hearing
106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7. Time to ride on Interstate Live with Elena Sanders. Every Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. on 106liveradio.com.
You're tuning to Interstate Live right here with your girl Elena Sanders on 106 Live Radio. Interstate Live is the show. I have with me today as well, the producer is in the building. She's going to be on the mic with me today. None other than Benita Sanders, Mitchell, a cousin from another mother we don't know. We think we related because we're from the same state. I think we are related because we got kind of like kindred spirits,
Yes,
I think.
indeed.
Yeah,
Yes,
so I
indeed.
think we're related. I have a lot of Sanders that's all from that Baton Rouge area that I probably don't even know. But my dad did tell me I had some family members out there. So I think we're related.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
But today, you guys, we're going to talk about what happened over the weekend. It's so much happened over the weekend. Eva Marcel and Michael Sterling. If you don't know who Michael Sterling is, he's the one who actually ran against Keisha Lance Bottoms for mayor of Atlanta. And so he was a candidate for that. But of course, Keisha, Sarah, shout out to Sarah, actually was victorious in that race. But him and Eva wed this weekend. It was on the 7th. What was the 7th? Yesterday? Sunday? Saturday. The 6th was Saturday. So it had to be Sunday. So they wed on yesterday. We all know we saw Eva going through her pregnancy on Housewives of Atlanta. And during that time, she was dating Michael. So Eva, Marcel Pickford, and Michael Sterling have officially tied the knot. The newly crowned housewife married the love of her life this past weekend in a lavish ceremony in Atlanta, surrounded by family, friends, her fellow reality stars. And I believe Eva now has her official peach for the Housewives of Atlanta, because we know Kenya is not going to be on there. I don't know if I'm really going to tune in. Kenya is my character. I'm going to keep it real. I don't know if I'm
Gotta love somebody.
I don't know if I'm going to tune into the Housewives this season. I might just tune in for a couple of episodes to see how I really like it. You know, see if it's worth me watching, because Kenya was very, very entertaining. So, but Eva, I think, has her peach, and I can't think of her name right now, but I know it's Ronnie DeVoe's wife, who was the artist from the group Black. I don't even know her name. I can't think of her name. I figured it out before. But I think she's on the show, so I don't know if she took Kenya's spot or not, but she's going to also be on the show. So it seems like the old cast is just dwindling out. It's just dwindling out. The only really old person on there is Nene.
Wow.
Because Sheree they're not bringing her back. So you have Portia is really not original cast. She's been on it for like maybe 3 seasons, I think.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
You don't know?
I feel bad. I was like all in the beginning, and then as stuff
they
changed,
kept switching
yes.
up, and it's like, so it's really not reality. It's script reality. So I just tune in, because I tune in to reality shows because it makes me feel good about myself. Because, you know, I'm looking like, dang, my life is really not that. What I was really stressing over, they putting their whole life out there on television. So I get my laugh out of watching reality TV. So shout out to Eva for getting married this weekend. Actually, 10/7/18, the 33-year-old Eva. They had a daughter as well, and then she also had a daughter from a previous relationship. So shout out to them getting married. Oh, my boy is back in the media. Our boy is back in the media.
Who's that?
Katt Willams. Katt.
What do you do now?
We all was with Katt with the Wanda Smith situation. We all was for him. We knew it was Wanda who started all that stuff. But he just can't keep quiet. Katt just cannot keep out the media. Katt Willams arrested for assault in Oregon. The comedian, fresh off a viral news sensation where he battled on Atlanta radio, we all know Wanda Smith, is back in the news this week after being arrested for assaulting his limo driver in Portland, Oregon. He was actually about to go film for Wildin' Out. He didn't get a chance to make the taping for Wildin' Out because he assaulted.
Well, he's a beast on Wildin' Out. I mean, that right there, he always brings in stuff from current events and everything, and he turns it into viral videos for them. So I'm sure they missed his presence there.
I'm pretty sure, because Katt used to come with it. I used to love. I think he should be a permanent person on the show, but I know he probably travels a lot. But like the other ones are permanent, he should be a permanent figure because he's really, really, really funny. But according to several news sources, Micah, which is Katt's real name, Micah Soraya Williams is Katt Williams. I'm trying
to figure out, put his whole name out there.
How did they get Katt out of that?
I don't know. He's a bad cat. Maybe he's cat-like.
Get Katt out of that?
He a little dude, maybe a cat-like, but it is K-A-T-T. I don't know. Maybe his mama's cat. Maybe
name.
That's Katt's son, Catherine.
I'm trying to figure this out. He was arrested in Portland, Oregon on Saturday the 6th after police said he assaulted the driver of a town car at Portland International Airport. But when he when the incident was reported, Katt fled the scene. He fled the scene, and the police found him later and took him to custody. But guess what? He has an outstanding warrant in
course,
Georgia.
Always.
In Georgia, though. You think they would have picked him up?
Not,
with the Wanda Smith situation, and the police came out to the scene.
The warrant, well, does the warrant stem from any of that, I wonder?
But it says outstanding, though, so it...
Yeah, but outstanding could be they tried to pick him up at his residence because he resides in Gainesville, Georgia. So maybe they tried to pick him up and he wasn't there, and so then it's outstanding if they haven't brought you in.
So how would he be in trouble from that situation with Wanda Smith? Because
I don't know. Yeah. But he did cross the street first. He was kind of the aggressor. He did come over.
They did show that.
He did come over and almost ask for whatever. I'm not going to say he asked for it. He did come over and he was aggressive.
A police officer will tell you, being with my short legal background, you could say as many words to somebody as you want, as long as you don't put your hands on them.
Yes.
You can cuss them out. You could say whatever it is, long as you don't put your hands on them. He didn't put his hands on him. He didn't. We saw the whole thing. He was talking noise, but he did not put his hands on him. So
little tiny hands ain't gonna hurt nobody.
He didn't do anything. So Williams was booked into the Multnomah County Jail, where he remained in custody pending a $2,500 bond. So it's not that really, if he got $2,500 bond, it's not that crime is not that serious for him. He gonna bond out. He gonna bond out. He probably already out. He already out by now, okay? Yeah, they probably booked him at a lesser charge, because assault? Okay. He was also being held on an outstanding warrant from Georgia. So Katt, I don't know what to say, Katt. I'm just hoping you get it together because you are a very, very talented comedian. Yes, so and you have a career that can be lasting, it could be lasting for a long time because he's funny. I mean, he's funny. I was just watching his shows on Netflix.
Well, he has a special coming up.
So he has another one.
He does have a special coming, and so I guess maybe. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna leave that alone.
I hope it might be a special from the jail. I don't know. Hopefully,
he does have a special coming up on Netflix. So we'll see how this goes.
Well, he claimed he got his $2.5 million. So let's hope he already bailed out. It was on the $2,500 bail out. We know he probably got out the same as soon as they announced that bail. He got out the same.
I got that in my pocket.
Right. So our number 45. I don't like to say president because I don't look at him that way. But hey, I will respect him as an individual. But number 45 is trying to put the blame on other countries for the rise of the oil prices. But Putin tells Trump to look in the mirror. He said when placing blame on high oil prices, it comes from him messing with these different countries, trying to do different things. He said he is the blame on why these high oil prices are going up. So Russia is telling Trump, you look in the mirror. That's why the gas is going up. The high oil. Look in the mirror.
But there's something not right when you have and that he's that much of his boy that he can tell say that to him and interfere with constantly interfering and having 2 cents that's being printed and and circulated about Putin's opinion. Do we really care?
We don't really care because we're trying to figure out if he messed up this election where we got this man in office. We're trying to figure out if we're still trying to find the allegations if Russia's still involved in the scandal with this election. So I was shocked for him to even say that. Like you said, that's going to be his boy.
And people keep saying that this past weekend of all your account has been hacked on Facebook. Is a test run.
20,000.
It just seemed like people are saying that's a test run for Russian hackers. That it's a test run, but I don't believe that part. I don't believe that.
But check this out. you weren't here last week, right?
No.
So remember, Will and I was talking about that Trump was going to test the situation where you can go through your phones, kind of like the emergency. He did that. He did that on Wednesday.
You got your presidential
yes,
alert.
it came on all of our phones. All of our phones were on silent. It just blew up, and everybody's phone in the studio went off, and it said presidential alert.
Yeah, well, I applied for Omarosa's old job.
Oh, you applied for a job?
I thought it was like them sending me a confirmation back
that you made it,
that my application had gone through, and that they was, they were just finishing up.
Girl,
I'd
be surprised they get somebody else that look like us to fill the job. They probably gonna get a Caucasian person for the the director of blackness.
Gosh, the liaison or whatever that position was. Yes.
I don't know what's going on, but this month, you guys, not only is this month, and as you also mentioned too, this month is also domestic violence awareness month, to where it is actually showcasing those who went through domestic violence, giving awareness to it, providing information for those who may be in a situation of that. Just to give you some stats on domestic violence, an average nearly 200 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. During 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million women and men being a part of domestic violence. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have been victims of an intimate partner within their lifetime. Victims of an intimate partner actually doing violence to them within a lifetime. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men. And that's really high for men. 1 in 7 men.
It's not as uncommon as you think.
Wow.
It's not. I am a survivor of domestic violence.
I am too.
And it requires you, when you decide you want to talk about it, to put way more out there in the world than you would probably want to. But mine was through a law enforcement officer.
Wow.
So the fear and the believability of it becomes a whole different victimization, because you're victimized by all their friends, all their supervisors, all their family, everybody else who's saying this person, they wouldn't do that because of their job. And that's why I look at a lot of things.
That's interesting.
And you'd have somebody say, oh, they wouldn't do that. They ain't gonna put their job out there like that. They're not gonna put themselves out there like that. They know better. They wouldn't do that. It's not a matter of know better. It's a spur of the moment. It's in that moment. It's things that go on in people's homes that folks will never know. There's some people that will look like a happy couple in public, and in private living a whole different nightmare.
Yes.
So it's so unfortunate, and I really hope that people at least take time to listen to someone's story. Everybody's story is not necessarily your story. Is not going to be what you would do. It's not going to be what you believe could actually happen. But trust me, it's not about the looks of a couple. It's not about the status financially of a couple. It's not about a whole lot of other things. It's just about two people in their relationship and the dark side of something that triggers people to act out in the way that they do.
So being in that situation, and I'm not putting you on the spot, being in that situation, I've heard a lot of people say, and even some friends close, how do you allow yourself to stay in that situation? I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that. Why you allow that thing to happen? Like, what was going through your mind to get out of it? Or
well, first, it doesn't happen overnight.
Right. Okay.
It's that those simple things that start off. It doesn't start off overnight. You may. For some people, it might be the first thing out the gate, and everybody has a different reasoning, I guess, but it doesn't start off overnight. It may start off with you having a wonderful relationship.
Right.
Sometimes people they have the stress of work, the stress of family. As a family increases in size and you have more children, you have more responsibility. Your day is a long day. And it's that those little things that set people off, and they bring them home.
I got you.
They bring them home too. It's not that, and people keep saying it's not based on somebody can't love you if they do this or that to you. It's not always based on love. It's based on whatever's happening in that moment, the stress of that moment, and you're that target that they have. If you're in front of me and I'm having a bad day and I'm saying, leave me alone, I don't want to be bothered, and then here you keep coming, what's wrong with you? Why you can't talk to me? I'm not saying that I never said that I ever provoked anything, and I never feel like anybody ever deserves any of it.
Right.
But being able to look back at my life and look back at our situation, I see that after a while, once somebody puts their hands on you and you really love this person and you really care for them and they're talking to you in a certain manner, first you're trying to figure out, what did I do? It's never even about the abuser. It becomes, what did I do to make this person do this to me?
So you start blaming
Blame yourself first
for the situation.
because it can't be this person that I married. I would never have married this person if I had known they were like this. So it can't be him, because I didn't marry him, a bad guy. I married a great guy. He was wonderful. He was this, that, and the other. So there's no way that this wonderful man that I married would turn into this, just he's not. He couldn't be this person.
Right.
It must be something that I triggered or something that I did, and it's not the case. That is not the case. It's women we have to stop first blaming ourselves. But what I had to understand is that once it started, I didn't know where it came out of nowhere. You don't even know.
Wow.
There's no blame.
So with your situation, did he ever see anybody do this? Was it his father do it to his mother, or it was just something
I don't
that
think
he
it
came?
was. No,
Because I could tell you from my situation, it was he saw his dad do it to his mom all the time. So in his mind, he thought that's what he was supposed to be doing, because he thought that's how you were supposed to control a woman.
I'm an aggressive, strong-minded, strong-willed woman. I did a lot of work in my community, a lot of work with family stuff. I was the go-to for other people. I was this pillar of strength for a lot of people. Work, home, church, and for some men, that's a lot, because I would be looked at as the one wearing the pants, because I also controlled the finances in the home.
Right.
I controlled how everything was dealt with. I was the one who purchased our home. I was the one who went out and purchased our major purchases were decisions that I made. So I was the one that was kind of in control. And so a man who goes to work with a gun and a badge every day, to have this woman control every aspect of your life. I controlled where the money was spent, when it was spent, how much money he had in his pocket. I controlled every single thing. But the one thing I could not control was his hands.
Wow.
Now that's the honesty in it. That's the one thing I could not control, was his hands and the way he felt. And I even helped him get his degree online. He has a bachelor's and a master's thanks to me. I helped him to do everything in his life.
But you would have thought that would have been enough for him to love you, versus he want to put his hands on you.
It wasn't. I think it was the fact that he felt weak. All those things. Think about this now. In your life, this is only because I've had time after the fact. So it was not my fault. Never, ever is it anybody's fault that you are abused. But after the fact, I looked at the fact that this is a man who didn't feel empowered anymore. And his only power over me came with his hands. Because no matter what he did, he could not, I was still in control of all these other things in my life and running things in his life.
So did he feel that was his control moment, because you controlled everything else in the household?
And that was what he could control. That's one thing that he could control. And
that's amazing.
So
psychological was the way of thinking.
But in it, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was confused, because I'm thinking to myself, everything is great. We're living a decent life.
Right.
We have decent things,
Right.
We have children. He came into a marriage where I was a woman who already had 3 children.
Okay.
See, so I was already a strong woman who had to. I'd already played the husband and the wife.
You had to be strong, because you was a mother. You had to be.
So as far as he was concerned, he was trying to fit into the situation, and then he was trying to find his power structure. The power in this, because you married somebody who already had all these things going on. So anyway, bottom line is it started to happen. There was no way to, in a way, you feel like there's no way to turn back, no way to turn it off, because you're all in. You're all in. You don't know what to do. I had no idea of what to do, how to stop it. All I could do was try. First, I tried to love it out of him. I thought, if I submit and I do these things that I need to do in my home, I cooked every day. He would tell people, "Oh, she don't cook." I cooked every day, because then we had a family of 3, which then increased to we even had a baby doing all this foolishness. So we had a family of 3 that increased to a family of 4, who and so I thought that I could love and do all these things. And every day I put on clothes, look like a supermodel going to work because I wanted to look my best. I wanted him to be able to say, that's my wife. My wife is beautiful. My wife looks nice. She goes to work. My wife works in the community. I wanted to have all those things that he could brag about me because I felt like I wasn't good enough.
So in the midst of you doing all of that, because you're trying to create this outer appearance, this outer look, and to please him, but internally, I'm pretty sure you wasn't pleased on what you had to do to make him feel like he was the man.
I was pleasing everybody else.
Yeah.
Because see, in all that I was doing community work. I was helping the community.
Wow.
I was working in my church.
So you were creating that image.
I was creating an image. I was doing work in my church. I was helping, in a sense, the church, the groups that I was in the church, MCing programs and just doing different things. And at that time, I was doing radio commercials. My voice was on about 200 and something commercials in the Atlanta metro area being circulated throughout. And so I'm thinking to myself, shoot, who wouldn't want me?
Right, exactly.
And then I was the size of, at that time I was even smaller, but I was at that supermodel slim size.
Yeah.
I'm wearing all the fly clothes. I'm going to work looking really nice.
Right.
People are always complimenting me. I just knew that all those things helped to feed into his insecurities.
Right.
Because now I didn't realize he now has to share me with all these people that I have.
So now he starts to he have another thing. He's going to be jealous.
Because you're at church, and he wasn't a part of church. He wasn't coming. So you're at church with all those people at the church, and all those men and women at the church. You're at your job, and you're doing these things at work. And it was always his insecurities were the reasons that he lashed out and felt a certain way.
Wow.
A lot of that was his insecurities. So we have to really understand that in the moment, though, you could have told me any of that. In the moment, I felt like I was drowning in trying to figure out, Lord, what else can I do? What more? Tyree, what more do you want from me?
Right.
It's like, what more can I actually do to make this man understand
you
that?
never know what a person's gone through. I just asked you to come sit with me. I would never have known with me talking about Domestic Violence Month that both of us had that kind of sort in common, but I wouldn't think one is bigger than the other, but I think you went through a lot more strength than what I went through. But
the difference is,
it's just amazing to hear,
I left a career managing public housing and took a job with the police department because I wanted to see and understand his world. Now, this is how crazy all this is.
So you did much for
I did so much.
Oh my God!
I took a job with the police department, an admin type job, working for deputy chiefs in the police department, to understand what happens in his day, to understand that culture, to just really, just to. In a sense, I thought that would bring us closer because he loved his little dispatcher friends, the chicas, and he loved his police friends. They were a community. They were friends. They were all, and so I felt like if I could be a part of that community, maybe he would love me more. And he liked the idea that his wife came to work, looked nice, sat in the office, and that I knew everybody and I knew everything and I knew a whole lot. He liked some of those things. But it was almost like intrigued him to be able to see what he could get away with. We worked in the same building to see what he could get away with, who he could sleep with, cheat with, do all that.
In front of you.
It wasn't ever really in front of me, but it was in the same building. So you're talking 8 floors of.
Oh my goodness.
So it was, having people call us like on holidays. These women would send him text messages when they should be at home with their children. They're sending him Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Now this is pre-social media.
Okay.
So social Facebook people were just getting in.
Hard to not get caught.
People were just getting into Facebook. When people first got into Facebook, it wasn't what it had turned. It was the basis of people starting to try to figure out what's really going on. With people, you didn't have messages yet. You just had where people would type on your page, "Hey, how you doing? Long time no see," or I don't think everybody didn't realize the whole world could see everything you type.
Wow.
And they would say stuff like, "Saw you last week. Good. It was good seeing you last week." And I'm thinking to myself,
like, where were y'all last week? Right?
Last week he was working an extra job at the grocery store. What, I thought. Because when he came home, guess what? he always gave me some money. He always gave me most of the money that he made on his extra jobs.
They get paid like that. They get paid every day.
No, if you're working an extra job, some of them are cash.
Oh, the detail. He did detail.
No, extra job. You work your regular job, and then you work an extra job, which is like a job.
They call it detail. They call it detail.
Some of them call it that.
Yeah.
It's a security job for whoever you may be
Right,
working for.
right.
So he was, when I tell you that he was a provider, all the things that's why it's so confusing. See, this is not where people think domestic violence is somebody that ain't letting you eat, you can't sleep in the bed, you can't look like this, like that. It's not always the same for everybody. Yeah. My husband gave me the paycheck came to the family first before it went to anyone else. He took care of my kids. They to this day could not say that he ever neglected them or not allowed them to have. He bought them their equipment for their sporting events. He did all the things that you expect someone to do.
Yeah.
His disconnect was with me.
Wow.
It was with me. And then I seemed to be the thing that was blocking him from the fun that he wanted to have with his friends.
Wow.
And I was the one that was blocking him from the life that he wanted to live. He wanted the life of having a family because he did the things.
But he also wanted his cake and eat it too.
He wanted to do those other things. And then, you know what? This is a power that folks don't really think about. You know how much power there is in your looking happy? See, there's some sick women out there in this world. They see you with your husband and you all look so happy. You all look so good together. And they want some of that. Ooh, girl, that's a good man. I wonder, and they start to idolize would want to be a part of his life and see what it must be something about him.
And not knowing you're going through all of this at home.
He wasn't really a looker. He wasn't a bad looking guy, but he just didn't. At that time, he didn't fix up and do. He just went to work and did his thing and came home, tall, dark, handsome. But he's got this woman who is fly.
Right.
In a sense.
And like, how did he pull her? So
something
good must be going. Yeah.
And I can't lie, the brother had all the packages that a woman would want.
Wow.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I cannot lie on this man. But
he just had that one issue. Okay.
Was he had women coming at him from left and right, more so than when he was single. When he had a wife who was, and he was by my side, we were together, women would pass him their phone numbers, things like that. It became so disrespectful.
I don't know what it is about women that really are attracted to married men. It's different if that man approaches you and he hides him being married and you don't know. That's a different story. If you don't know and you find out like, oh my God, that's a different story. But if you knowingly, this man is married and you are still.
Well, they were coming. And so there was that thing of he at home stuck with this woman and he kids.
That's what they always say.
When he could be out there in the world living his life up with enjoying and doing whatever with whomever, and that was the part that was so disheartening and disappointing. It was very difficult to understand, and you're sitting there thinking, but this person provides. Mm-hmm. This person does all these things, and I still control all these other things. We have a fight at night. We get up, go. I put on some makeup, cover up, whatever. And go to work and I'm working in the deputy chief of police office, and they asking me what happened to you,
and they know exactly what happened to you.
They asking what happened to you,
and that's so amazing that you would work in law enforcement at the police station where they get booked, and they know what's going on and will not do anything about it. I would have thought maybe his police chief would have took him to the side and told him, "Look, man,
they didn't know that."
Wait, come on now.
No. Let me tell you this much. They may have thought it.
They should have asked him.
People don't ask. They don't ask that.
I would ask.
Because that's not something that people do. Because if I ask you, then
that's
you got
the
to
old generation way of thinking.
If I ask you, because this is not something that wasn't uncommon. This is when I've talked to other wives. This was something that was coming. So if I ask you, then that means if I dig in your business, that means you might be coming for mine. So in that culture, people don't ask questions. They don't ask all that stuff. Yeah, that's
the old way. Because I'm telling you, when I went through my situation, and they actually saw him do it at one point, my girls jumped all All of them.
Oh no, I had.
Yeah, and they knew when they found out this was happening, they was not playing. I thank them for that because I had a huge backing, and I thank them for that because my friends, they were like, no, this ain't about to happen. And then I'm telling you, when they saw him even try to do it in public, they were on him like white on rice. When I mean, one of them jumped on his back.
Oh wow!
It was a serious situation. So I domestic violence is really, really serious. Just to give you some more statistics, 1 in 7 women and 1 in 18 men have been stalked by an intimate partner during their lifetime, to the point in which they felt fearful or believe that they are someone close to them will be harmed or killed. If you are in this situation, I do suggest that you contact the National Association of Domestic Violence. Make sure you go and do that. I'll make sure we actually put the number out so you can have that. Stay tuned. Stay locked. Don't go anywhere. Right here on Interstate Live with your girl, Lena Sanders, and my girl in the building with me,
Benita
Yes.
Sanders.
And we will be right back.
Bringing you the best shows and music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
Get a room on the other side of town.
Hey, listen, baby.
Hey, baby, I was thinking of you.
Hey, what you thinking of me? Hey, come on.
Hey, let's get away. Shawty, we can freak something if you're down.
Alright, what you were doing?
Hey, daddy, I was thinking of you. Thinking of you.
Well, hey, bet they be like, I know we tired of the nightlife. He want a wife, he just looking for the right type. Yeah, right, I be riding through the city lights. My hat bent to the side behind the lactant. I'm chilling with Brazilian women, heavy accents. They black dreads translating, got them all. Jason had relations with a minute place. Sexy expressions on their pretty faces. Shout to see them kiss each other in their face. Young pimpin' sprung women across the 50 states. Got young lady requesting what's your name on 50 station. Asking me what's up on a demonstration. But I ain't waiting till the second date, I'm so impatient. Relieve them of their aggravation. Take them roller skating on them dates. Tell them, baby, stick with me, you're going places. Go replace them, draw erase them out my memory. When they think of me.
Hey, let's get away.
Okay.
Get a room on the other side of town. Hey, daddy, I was thinking of you.
Hey, what you thinking of me? Hey, sing it, baby, baby.
Hey, let's get away. Shawty, we can freak something if you're down.
Let's tell them, shawty.
Hey, baby, I was thinking of you. Thinking of you.
Yo, come from Miami to Cali, from Vegas to Jersey, got them in Houston, Virginia, New Orleans. You heard me out of classy ones like to act like they're virgin, and the nasty ones like when I talk to them dirty. But breaking the ice, got them laughing and flirting. They'll be removing their skirts when they hop in the bourbon. Once the flicks start playing and the drinks start kicking in, attention on her that she moaning and giggling. That's why I like chilling with women who like women. Light-skinned Asians, Jamaicans, and white women. Indians, Italians, Haitians, and Puerto Ricans. They be itching for their chance and waiting on me to freak. And they say,
Hey, let's get away. Get a room on the other side of town.
you know I'm down.
Hey, daddy, I was thinking of you.
Hey, what you thinking of me? Hey, tell them, baby.
Hey, let's get away. Shawty, we can freak something if you're down.
Hey, listen to me.
Hey, baby, I was thinking of you. Thinking of you.
What you thinking of me? Hey, excuse me, shawty, but I've been watching you now for a while. Your whole style, from your toe to the way that you smile, and I hope you ain't offended by the way that it sounds, bro. All I keep thinking about is laying you down, and I'm keeping it pimpin', I ain't playing around. Ain't got that kind of time, 'cause this the only day I'm in town. So come and chill in the cut if you willing to cut, and when you give me a hug, I be feeling you. Never so often while we talking, I'm feeling your car. We killing the bottle, wake up and tomorrow. Chevy, would it trouble you if we ended up at the W? Slizzle of Malibu, pineapple juice and a blunt or two. Now what you wanna do? Opportunity's right in front of you. Know you used to meet dudes, dodging them for a month or two. But young pimpin', spit linen to the young women. Who you with? I'm T.I.P. known as the song women.
Hey, let's get away. I get a room on the other side of town.
Hey, tell her, fella.
Hey, baby, I was thinking of you. Thinking of you.
Was you thinking of me? Cause I was thinking of you.
Hey, let's get away. Shawty, we can freak something if you're down.
Hey, what you were doing?
Hey, daddy, I was thinking of you. Thinking of you.
Oh, y'all, come on, tell her.
Hey, let's get away. And get a room on the other side
What
of
it is, man, I'm
town.
saying though.
Hey, daddy, I was thinking of you.
And I'm on my way there, you know. I'm going home.
Hey, let's get away. Shawty, we can freak something if you're down. Hey, baby, I was thinking of you. Thinking of
You're
you.
listening into 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
You know I love music. And every time I hear something hot, it makes me want to move. It makes me want to have fun. But it's something about this joint right here. This joint right here, it makes me want to let it go. Can't let this thing called love get away from you. Feel free right now, go do what you want to do. Can't let nobody take it away from you, from me, from we. No time for moping around. Are you kidding? And no time for negative vibes, cause I'm waiting. It's been a long week, I put in my hardest. Gonna live my life, feel so good to get it right. So I like what I see when I'm looking at you, when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night at a time in my life, ain't worried about if you feel it. Got my head on straight, I got my vibe right, I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I wouldn't change my life, just fine, 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 ooh, fine, 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 ooh, fine, 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 ooh. See, I wouldn't change my life, just fine. So good when you're doing all the things that you wanna do. Get the best out of life, treat yourself to something new. Keep your head up high in yourself, believe in you, believe in me. Having a really good time, I'm not complaining, and I'ma still wear a smile if it's raining. I gotta enjoy myself regardless. I appreciate life, I'm so glad that it's fine. So I like what I see when I'm looking at me, when I'm walking past the mirror. Ain't worried about doing what you're gonna do. I'm a lady, so I must stay classy. Gotta keep it high, keep it together if I want to get better. See, I wouldn't change my life, just fine, 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 ooh, fine, 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 fine. See, I wouldn't change my life, I ain't gonna let nothing get in my way.
a second on the balcony. Scoping you down, you're looking fly to me. All dressed up and buying your own drinks, and that ain't right. I thought you can't handle it on your own, but you're too damn fly to drink all alone. Can I come bubble with you? To you, I'ma make a toast. Come on, don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Oh, baby, you got me high as a ghost with the corner perfume. Smelling all good, it's getting hot in the room. All pressed on you, and I know you feel it too. And that's alright. Pardon me, I'ma back up and be a gentleman. And if it's really real, then you can tell me when. And that's when she pulled me close and said, do it again. Come on, don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me. It's alright with you. Don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling dizzy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Oh, baby. Come on, baby, now. Come on, baby, now. Come on, baby, now. You just stop and you do it, it's like, come on, baby, now. Girl, it's alright to relax your mind. You came out to enjoy yourself. It's on you and nobody else. Bubble with me, baby. Don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Oh, baby. Don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Oh, don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Oh, baby, don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Oh, baby, don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling busy. It's alright with me if it's alright with you. Oh, baby. I might be tipsy, baby, but I'm not crazy, baby. And if it's alright with you, oh, baby. I might be tipsy, baby, but I ain't crazy, baby. I want you if it's alright with you, oh, baby. I might be tipsy, baby, but I ain't crazy, baby. Want to come home with you, baby, just do what you wanna do. Come home with you, do what you wanna do. Hey, come home with me.
You are listening into 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Baby, just
time. I still don't know the reason after all this time.
Listen to this station on your smartphone. Download the app now on Google Play Store.